What's going on, guys? It's Bricks here, and I'm back with another top 10 video. Today's top 10 is going to be my top 10 favorite Clone Wars Lego sets. Now, I gotta tell you right off, this was one of the hardest lists for me to make because there were just so many good sets here. And to put it right out there right now, I don't think there is a bad Clone Wars set. Picking the dishonorable mentions were very hard, and I did it with much apprehension. But without further ado, let's kick it off at number 10. Alright, so for number 10 here, I've gone and put the droid gunship from 2008, so right when the Clone Wars was coming out. You're going to see a lot of these sets from 2008 on this list. But the set is pretty good. I mean, for $30 back in the day, you were getting 3 battle droids. 2 of them had their straight arms, so you could put on their weapons. And the build for the droid gunship, even though it's a little dated, I think it still holds up to some of today's standards. At number 9 here, I've gone and placed the Hailfire droid with Spider droid set from 2008. And I just remember having this set as a kid. It was one of my first Lego sets, actually. I think what you're getting here is well worth $20. You're getting 4 figures, all the battle droids. The Hailfire droid and the Spider droid are fantastic. I think those builds are great. And for $20, this is a great set. Alright, so at number 8 here, I've decided to place the Republic Frigate from 2011. So a little later in the Clone Wars age. So in the set, right off the bat, those minifigures are so noticeable. You're getting Commander Wolf with his nice armor, and another Wolfpack Trooper to boot, so that's fantastic. You're getting Yoda, Quinlan Vos, Eth Koth. So I think the Jedi lineup is pretty awesome in the set, and then the build is just super beefy. You're getting nice landing gear, the turrets, and the 3 thrusters in the back. I think this is just a fantastic set. At number 7, I've gone with the Malevolence, released in 2012. This set was Grievous's flagship in the Clone Wars, and I think they've recreated it perfectly in Lego. You're getting Grievous, of course, in the set. You're getting 2 battle droids. One of them's a commander. They even throw in Dooku there with his curved hill lightsaber, which is awesome. And then on the good side, you get Anakin and Padme. So it's a pretty good set. I mean, you get to roleplay as both sides, which is always good to see in a Lego set. And then the build here is awesome. Alright, so for number 6, I've gone with the Clone Turbo Tank, released in 2010. And right off the bat, I think it's pretty noticeable. This is the most beefy turbo tank we've gotten to date. The minifigs here are awesome. You're getting Anakin, Ahsoka, Ayla Secura, Cad Bane, and those 2 troopers with the armor you can put on them and stuff. You get the Walker and even a little command center to roleplay with. And if you look at the top of the turbo tank, it actually has a lifting handle that can be used by the dropship. So if you wanted to hook this up to the dropship, like I said, you could too. Alright, before we get to number 5, I would just like to say that it was very hard to pick the best sets on this list. Some of these sets are amazing, and it was so hard to pick which one was better than the other. But I'm pretty satisfied how the list shook down. Alright, so for number 5 here, I've gone with the Vendor, released in 2009, so a year after the show started. And it may look a little misshapen in the mid areas, between the upper and lower plates. But I think that's fine because I think the plate features in the set were awesome. The interior was great. I think the Palpatine with the little Death Star plans was cool. And the clones are good too in the set. Alright, moving on to number 4 now. I've placed the Armored Assault Tank, or the AAT from 2009. Now, this set right off the bat is just fantastic to me. I think what you're getting here is fine. I think for $50, it's so worth it. Those 3 Rocket Arm battle droids are awesome. You get 2 regular battle droids, too. And then for the Republic forces, you get Yoda, as well as just a regular clone trooper. And I think it's great to have both sides in a set like this because it gives kids the aspect if they want to play as the Republic or the Separatists. And I think the set does that perfectly. Alright, here we are at the bronze medal, 3rd place, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Republic Gunship from the Clone Wars. And this set, I mean, like I said, I don't think there's a bad set, there are just some that are better, but this is a great set. I think this is a great gunship. I think they improved on 2003's gunship. I think the minifigures, too, in this set are really good. You're getting Obi-Wan, Plo Koon, you even get Ventress to face off against, but that's the only enemy force you're getting. You also get Commander Cody in his Phase 1 armor, which is awesome. And then I think the gunship build is great, too. I think it's probably not the best, but it is one of the best. Alright, here we are at the silver medal, and this may seem very controversial, but I've picked the Republic dropship with AT-OT Walker for number 2. Now, before you say, well, it should be the best set, like I said, there's not a bad set in the Clone Wars line. This is just, like I said, there's some better, but this set is fantastic. I think you're getting, for $250, even though it may seem a little overpriced, it's definitely one of the beefiest Star Wars sets, because not only are you getting the AT-OT, but you're getting the dropship as well. and I really liked how it was able to connect to other ships and vehicles that were released at the time. I thought that was cool. You're getting a slew of clones in this set, so it's always great to see that. But, I mean, you did have empty seats, so they could have just given us more clones. But we did have that clone battle pack out at the time, which is fine. But, yeah, this is our number 2 set. All right, before we get to the number 1, we're going to have to unveil some honorable mentions. And I did have to pick 2 again for this, but for the first honorable mention, I'm going to have to give it to the Twilight, released in 2008 for the Clone Wars movie. And I thought the set was awesome. I think the ship was recreated in perfect fashion. It looks accurate. It's big, too. And the cockpit area can seat both Anakin and Ahsoka. And there are space for their lightsabers in the side, so that's cool. You get the tow winch out the back, and it can fold up like a B-wing. So I think this was a great set. Not a bad one. Like I said, it's our first honorable mention. Now for our second honorable mention, I'm going to have to give it to the Bark Speeder with Sidecar, released in 2013. And really, I mean, I have to give it to this set because of the Captain Rex, the Phase 2 Captain Rex. I mean, it's just probably one of the best figures ever made. And it is grossly overpriced right now. Yes, it goes for over $100 on Bricklink. A new one, clean, never been used. That is disgusting. I really hope LEGO remakes this figure relatively soon. I think they will, but I'm holding out. Alright, now, the gold medal, number 1. And I'm going to give it out to the ATT from 2008. Now, this set might not be better than the AT-OT and Dropship to some people, but I think it's nostalgia for me. I think this set is one of the best sets ever made in my eyes. It's just so nostalgic. I mean, I just remember playing with this thing when I was younger. I got it for my birthday. It actually got released on my birthday, which was pretty cool. The minifigures here are awesome. You're getting Captain Rex in his Phase 1 armor, Anakin, Ahsoka. You can get Rada, Jabba's son, as well as a regular clone trooper. And then for the enemy forces, you get a Stap with the battle droid, which was cool. I mean, it gave you something to play against. But this was back in 2008, so you did have those beefy Bionicle missiles. I think that's what they were. And then just the build for this thing was fantastic. You could put the clone in the front, seat them in the middle, and carry it around with the lift handle, which was also compatible with the dropship that was released at the time. And yeah, I mean, it just doesn't get much better than this. Now, like I said before, I don't think there was a bad, so to speak, Clone Wars set, but I have to give out 2 dishonorable mentions here, and the first one I'm actually going to give out to the Armored Assault Tank that was just released this summer. And, I mean, it could be a little overpriced in some people's eyes. 14 cents per piece is a little much. And not to mention, it's just super inaccurate. I mean, that front turret, the big one, is just it's just too long. And it really seems like we're just paying $40 here to get Ahsoka. And I guess the 332nd Trooper, if we're being honest. I just think this was a total downgrade from 2009. But, hey, I bought one of them. Alright, now I don't really feel good doing this, but I have to give out my second dishonorable mention to the Geonosian Starfighter from 2011. And, I mean, objectively, if we look at price per piece, it's a whopping 19 cents per piece. And, I mean, yeah, I guess some of the pieces here are big, but I don't see the ship worth $30. I mean, it's just too small to me. I mean, yeah, Phase 1 Cody is awesome, Ki-Adi Mundi, sure, but $30, what were you thinking, LEGO? Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's top 10 video. I had such a hard time making this list because some of these sets were my childhood and I was blinded by nostalgia, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. If you like what you see, why not stay tuned, because on Friday I've got a nice video for you guys. We're going to be looking at the Razor Crest Mandalorian set, so stay tuned for that. And then early next week I got some good stuff planned too. Until then, this is Nick Spricks signing off. See you guys.